Goldie always said that we'll get through it. Sonali, come on, every morning, one day at a time, one day at a time. Let's look at it one day at a time. Hair and the looks have, for me, been my bread, butter, jam. I said when I go there, one thing that I don't want is pity and sympathy. That's one thing I do not want from anybody. I think insurance is very important. It's been very expensive, this treatment. So yeah, definitely that was something, you always think it's not going to happen to you. So, was not prepared. But that's a lesson learned. Insurance is important. Having said that, everybody said your lifestyle was never like that. So it happens because, don't think negative. Your lifestyle has been good. How did it happen to you? How did it happen to you? And I was like, yeah, so what did I do wrong? And I actually thought that it was me doing something wrong and that I've caused it. And I realized, I actually went to a psychiatrist, in New York, and I said, what is it? I don't understand what is happening to me. I'm not a negative person, at least I don't think I'm negative. I have a lot of positive thoughts and everything. Am I being delusional? Am I sweeping it under the carpet? That somewhere maybe I'm hiding it, burying it so deep in my subconscious that I actually have a lot of negative thoughts which I'm burying. So I went to a psychiatrist saying that I need to understand what is happening to me. And the line that he said is something that, is the hoarding, so to say, for me in my life. He said, Sonali, cancer is caused by genetics or by virus. And if thoughts could cause or cure cancer, I would be the richest man on this earth because I deal with thoughts. And it was like a weight was lifted off. I said, okay, I think I can deal with this. I don't have to flog myself because I was doing that. Somewhere I kept going into it thinking that, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And I realized that it's not, we've done nothing wrong if we've got this disease. It's either a genetics or it's a virus. There are different types of cancer. It's under one word, cancer, but every cancer is different. The symptoms are different. The treatments are different. And every human body deals with it differently. So there are no formulas to it. And that, I think, was what was a biggest takeaway from me. I don't know why people hide it and don't talk about it. Because as soon as I put that post out, which was basically to put it out because I didn't want rumors, I didn't want distortion, I didn't want my family and my son to be looking at it and this monster to be built around it. I think I've endorsed every hair product that was there in my career. And so hair and the looks have, for me, been my bread, butter, jam, basically. So all the more reason for anybody, we are all kind of in the society, the looks are important, but especially considering that that was the career and that was what it was all about. It has been very unnerving, scary, because suddenly the world as I know it has turned upside down or is not there. And when I came to know that, yes, I have cancer, I remember getting my team, I have a wonderful team, my girls are lovely. I remember getting them together and saying that, girls, this is what it is. I thought I looked at it like how everybody else looks at it, that it's a disease. It is. And I said, look, I have a disease. As a brand, I endorse, as a mother, I endorse healthy products. I endorse a certain way of look. My brand is over, is what I thought it was, because that's what it was. And there was nothing of what was there in my life. It was just not there anymore. So when I went there, I said, you've all been lovely, and it's been a great team, but I'm going now for this treatment, and I don't know where this goes. But I have loved you, and I really wish you all the best. And they were like, are you mad? We're in it with you. And yes, they have been in it with me wonderfully. But I said, when I go there, one thing that I don't want is pity and sympathy. That's one thing I do not want from anybody because I don't believe in it. I will feel it, no doubt, but go through it, and that's not what I want. Goldie always said that we'll get through it. Sonali, come on, every morning, one day at a time, one day at a time. Let's look at it one day at a time. And hence the hashtag one day at a time came through. And every time that it was just getting overbearing, it's like, everything pulling you down. And I said, come on, Snali, switch it on, come on, switch it on. And that's where the switch on the sunshine came from. And literally, I mean, who would have thought that I would adapt to social media so much, considering I was technologically challenged? But these two hashtags have been what my life has been in the last few days. One day at a time, each day, just every time when it started feeling like it's too overwhelming, think of that one day, go through that moment, that one day, step ahead, one step in front of the other, just go through it. And suddenly you were through the week without realizing it. Switch on the sunshine and switch it on, bring the sunshine out, and you can look at various things with the sunshine on it, It can be beautiful and it can be lovely. So that's how it has been. I've reached a stage where I say, I don't know if I'm going to work or not. And I'm actually not insecure about saying it or nervous about saying it. That has been part of, maybe that's the business I come from, but do I have work? What am I doing next? How is it going to be next? What is it going to look like next? But I'm okay to sit back and say, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't know if I will work. I don't know what work I will do. I don't know. Will I act in movies? Maybe. What else will I do? I don't know, but there is definitely something out there that I have to do. I wouldn't be here otherwise. I'm alive, that means there is some purpose to it. I'll find it. And I'm happy to sit back and calmly say that I will wait for it to show itself. Every time I feel fearful of something now, I make it a point to go and do it. Because fear no longer has any place in my life. I have learned now to be fearless, which I had forgotten. We all are fearless at some point, especially our teenagers, hormones raging, everything. And I realized that I was fearless, but as time went by, I didn't even realize, but I was fearful, especially when you turn a parent. You suddenly start getting so fearful about everything. What is this world? What kind of world is my child going to grow into? And various other things. You don't even realize how fearful you're becoming. So I think my husband Goldie and me, this journey has been a journey of making us fearless, and that's what we have taken from this journey as of now. Of course, the journey continues. It's not over. But I think the best part is that I'm alive and I'm here, and I can't thank the universe enough. And I promise the universe that I'm going to make the most of the fact that I am here alive. I think chemo was hard, no doubt about it, those couple of days after it, but the toughest part was post the surgery. I had gone in there thinking I would do robotic surgery, so there would be 2 incisions. The cancer had spread so much that the doctor said there's no way it can be robotic, we need to open you up. So I have a scar which is about 20 inches on my midriff. And suddenly I started getting so hyper about this scar on my body. And that was somewhere I was so frightened of it. I really thought that, I don't know if I go under anesthesia, am I going to come back or not? And I realized, yes, the scar was there, but that was also my fear, and I was just not voicing it. So I did voice it. My sister, when she hugged me when I was going, I said, don't be dramatic, I'm coming back. And she said, yes, I know you are. I said, so, see you on the other side. But believe me, that part, I've been through a lot of physical pain in this journey, but that part, that, mentally, that I might not be coming back, I might not be there for my son, for my family, was more painful for me than anything else. And that, I think, was a very, very difficult time. I was happy when I came out of it and I was in a hospital room and I'm like, yeah, I'm alive. This disease has taught me is that I needn't worry so much. My son is in a good world. And what made me feel that was I was in New York, difficult city, hard city. Nobody has time for anybody, etc., etc. And yet, mainly, I'm a nobody there. Nobody really knows me there. If in India something is happening, I'm a known face to whatever degree that it is. There, I was not a known face. And yet, be it a hairstylist who's saying, is this what you're going through? You know what? I make people look beautiful, but my craft, this is the fulfillment of my craft where I help. I want you to get well and come back to me for a haircut. I'm not going to charge you. This is my pleasure to do it. He doesn't need to do it. You know, it's a lot of money that they're letting go of. They're just people who are working so hard out there. A grocery store clerk who sees me coming every time over there, and she says that, you know, one week when I go in there and she says, you know what, my mom is in town. Can I get some soup made for you? Because in New York, cooking for yourself is the big deal. And you know, for somebody who, it's so hard, her life, she's putting in so many hours, she's on her feet with all those lines, and for her to think about this, it just made me feel that, you know, human beings actually want to help. Our instinct is to help, our instinct is to love. And we really go against our instinct and are constantly so angry. And I don't know what it is that we are so angry about. But these little incidents showed me that humanity is there, and that's the base. And it's okay. The world is going to be okay. My son is going to be okay. Our children will go into a good world. There is humanity. There is love. That's what I learned. So I think physical pain is painful, but I think mental pain is what is more painful than the physical pain. And yet again, it highlights how our mind can make the pain more, and that way it can make it less also. So it is so much of it is in our mind.